Yep. I'm about to put Toyota parts on my Jeep CJ7. This Jeep, it's coming right along. Kind of get a little glance under there. It's hanging out a little far, but I improvised what I could. But I've got new exhaust system on it. It was kind of hard for me to get done and film at the same time, so I apologize. I did that off camera because I made use with what I ordered, which is probably not the right stuff. Okay, but what's missing? What's missing? Yeah, some headlights. I need to get some headlights installed in this thing and kind of get some stuff figured out. Well, we're gonna have an interesting way to do some headlights on this thing because I actually ordered some Toyota parts. I've had these parts for quite some time and I don't know if there is a part number on them. There's some Japanese writing, which does me no good, but there is, here we go. This looks much more English that I can understand. This is actually a full kit to convert old school glass bulbs. And if you know what let me grab one and show you guys what I'm talking about. But old style glass bulbs like on the Nova and the ones that were on the CJ7 right here, and it converts them to a newer style bulb. But what's cool about this kit is I found out about it when I was doing some research online. It comes with just about everything you need. So this is a Toyota kit. I don't know if there's a part number. I had to find this guy on eBay and I bought it back in June. So I don't want to give you guys the wrong part number if I don't have it. It looks like I may not have it, but imagine you could look it up. But I think this is actually for like a FJ Cruiser, something to that extent. It comes with new headlight assemblies, which are, funny enough, also glass. But there's a bulb in the back that's replaceable. So if you pull off the rubber core here and you need to replace the bulb, you can. I don't think I'm going to mess with that at the moment because everything seems pretty hunky-dory and I'd rather not mess it up. So that's pretty cool. So it upgrades it to a new style bulb, which is going to be a lot brighter than the older stuff. And not only does it have the bulbs, it comes with a pre-configured wiring harness. And the cool thing about this is the wiring harness is actually configured to plug directly into the old wires that were there previously. Now, I'm going to put this on today. I'm going to get it working. I will be somewhat rewiring these headlights because I'm ordering a relay panel that's not going to be in until probably Friday. So what I need to do first before we get cranking on some of this stuff is I need to go ahead and pull the radiator and stuff that I had just installed in the Jeep back out, because I need to run the wiring through the grill, which is a lot easier to do with all this stuff out the way. So let me knock that out. I'm getting ahead of myself. This, which is on the right side, is your harness for your headlights and your horn and your either windshield wiper washer or something else. There's also something here. I don't know what it does. No clue. It's a singleton, unless there's like a hood latch switch or something. I'm not sure. But I ran, you can't quite see it, but I ran the harness up in the top of the grill, and I put a couple zip ties in to hold it in place, try to make sure it's not missed or anything sharp. It's got the plastic shrouding on it, so it's protected, and I got everything out of the way for when the radiator goes back in place. Now we got to go take this guy, which I have to admit is really long. And we're going to start doing some things and putting it in place. The first thing we're going to do, man, I'm going to have to shorten this at a bit later time, probably when I put the relays in, but I'm going to take this and we're going to look at it. So one side of this has a plug-in for the headlight. The other side has a plug-in for this headlight, and then this guy right here will plug in to the old headlight source. So what I'll show you that in a second on what that means. And then we have relays, then we have fuses, I believe is what those are, and then a power and a ground. So it's not too difficult. It definitely needs to be shortened, but we're gonna go put this stuff in place. All right, this is the do as I say, not as I do moment. I actually don't have the headlight retaining rings for the CJ because they had some really ugly rock catchers on them, and I threw them away. So I'm going to zip tie these headlights in place until my parts come in tomorrow, to be able to put the retainers in. So that is at your own risk, because I'm afraid I'm going to drop these guys and it's going to be over. It's kind of cool. There's actually little indentions for these catch-alls, so I guess it's an alignment tab. All right, let me do the other one. That's a professional installation if I've ever seen one. Okay. That's all right. Whatever. Okay, so there we go. We got crooked, cockeyed headlights in. And now, well, I'm going to show you how all this stuff works. This might be a little difficult for you guys to see, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to crudely put it in place because I have to trim this. This is ridiculous. But I'm going to take this end here, which is the solo end by itself, 3 prongs, and I'm going to plug it into the new headlight. Maybe. Here it goes. That's one. Then I'm going to take the other end, which is this guy right here, same thing. And I'm going to plug it into the other headlight, I should say. Then we're going to take this old headlight prong and we're going to plug it in. And what that's going to do is not only, I think it sends us a ground, but it sends us a high beam and a low beam signal. All right, so first bit feedback on this thing is this harness is entirely too long. This isn't bad for the relays, and I will probably find a way to make them work and get them mounted up somewhere. But right now I just want to test it out. So this is our relay for the starter. So we're going to take this really bit of long wire here that is going to the fuses, and we're going to put one of these, the side with the red, this is black, side with the red has a gold end on it, and we're going to put it on this side. Now I'm going to have to split this, and I'll show you guys how I do that. Take my wire cutters, I'm going to snip it in the middle, And then I'm just gonna take them and carefully open it up. Just a little. That way we can throw this guy on here. What a mess, right? Man. Put these guys over here for now. Get this stuff tightened all up. And then there's a ground that I just also showed you guys somewhere in here, right? Amongst this wire. I'm going to ground it to the relay mounting bolts. Right here. It should be good. Eventually I'll probably run all these grounds to the battery because, well, these Jeeps and their grounds are not amazing from what I'm reading. And seeing their hardware and the corrosion that goes on with these things, I can understand. So that's the ground to the fuses. Let me pull all this out of here. Alright. Again, this probably could have gone straight to the battery. I didn't think about that, but here we are. So I'm going to do a little spark test. Oh, no sparks. That's a good test. This ground wire has seen better days. Alright, now I hadn't tried the electronics thing out in this thing in quite a while, so let's see what we're working at. Oh, look at that. Already got a brake switch on. And I'm going to turn the headlights on. Oh, wow. Look at that. That one's not working. This guy here. Wonder why. Do I have them plugged in? I do. I think that's a different issue, but look at that. That's a start. That's a good start. That's a really, really good start. So it's alive. Our guy over here isn't alive, is he? Oh, it's because he's not plugged in. Let's see what happens if I do this. He's not on. Well, that's a ground problem. When it barely lights up, that is a ground problem. And I'm probably going to move some grounds around. But hey, we're on to something. We are on to something. So I think I'm going to pause here. And I'm going to take some time while I have it right now and shorten up this harness between these two guys. Wait for parts to come in. We'll install those hold down brackets and should be good to go. Happy Thursday. I think you guys saw me. I took a lot of time and shortened up this wiring harness. So let me show you what we're working with. Have the harness shortened up. Ran all across the where the old harness was. Got shortened up over here, and then coming out of the grill, we got our relays that I found 2 screw holes that were existing. So I put our relays here. Our fuses are here. Got a couple zip ties that are gonna hold them together. It's not the most attractive, but it works. And then we're going to our ground and our power, and I think we are in pretty good shape. So I'm actually going to leave this stuff alone because these are actually pretty good relays. But I do have a relay box coming that we're going to be running to the distributor, electric fan, and whatever else we work with down the road. So, yeah, almost done here. The other thing today is my loops came in, or my hoops, or whatever you want to call them. I've already got one of them on. It fits that Toyota headlight really, really well. Again, these are glass. Be careful, but retaining ring is on. It does only clock one way, so it'll only go on one way, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. So I just have a couple things to do to wrap this job up. This will probably be a pretty quick video. Now I gotta address this nasty, dirty, grody headlight bezel. And, well, we can make it look not so nasty, dirty, and grody with a little bit of elbow polish. So, you know, put these guys together. Pretty sure you can see a pretty big difference between that. So I'm going to get the, what is it, Mother's probably? Yeah, Mother's aluminum and polish. These are chrome trim rings. They clean up pretty easily with the aluminum polish. All you do is rub this stuff on with a rag, and then until it kind of turns a little cloudy and black, and then you pull it right off, and it chromes it right up. So let me do that real quick. I've got some bad news, guys. For the last 20 years, there's been something that has just supported us through so many things. And unfortunately, it's no longer here. Well, it's here, but since 2005, this Westinghouse, the shop TV that has been in garages, 2 different houses, 2 different shops, and came from a college apartment. It's done. Rest in peace, Mr. Westinghouse. You've done us so well. You've done us such a great job. But it's time for you to be turned off one last time. Okay, well, that's out the way. Here we go. These rings are all nice and shined up, and we're ready to install them. I do need to install the retaining ring around this headlight first, so let me do that, and then we'll get to installing these rings, and I think we're going to be pretty much done with this episode. There's not much else I can do today. So I bought these retention rings from Almix. I got them online from Amazon, but they're Almix brand, I believe. Made in Taiwan. They're just cheap little retention rings. And then there's screws in the housing. I assume if you guys took off your headlights, you already know how this stuff works. However, they only can rotate to go on a certain way. So you gotta move them until you get them there. And that's where it's going to be. Screws here, here, and over here. And what I'm going to do, at least I'm going to try to do, I'm going to pull these screws out quick. And then I'm going to try to put it in place while I still have a zip tie holding the headlight in. Because why not? It's not going to hurt anything. All right. It fits really well over that Toyota headlight. These things are going to be an upgrade for this thing. Although I can say that I really have never driven it in at night, at least. Not since I've owned it, because I haven't driven it much at all. See if I can wrangle that zip tie out of there. There we go. Nice. There we go. Everything's in place. Last portion. There is a little notch up here. It's super hard to see, but there's also a notch on the headlight trim ring. And the goal is, one, make sure you line it up appropriately, but that goes at the top, and we got to try to get it back in it. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Now that's done. Screw at the bottom, and that's it for these guys. Maybe. There it goes. Nice, nice, nice. Cool. One more. That one right in. I am so happy right now. Even in lieu of the TV breathing its last breath, look at this thing. Oh my God, I'm so happy with this thing. It is looking like a Jeep again. It hasn't looked like this in probably 6 months, maybe, something like that. It's been a while. I bought this at the beginning of summer last year, maybe even April-ish. But it's coming around. I haven't even really washed it yet. I just kind of wiped it down with a quick wipe. I've got some stuff to clean up here. I'm not sure what happened to the paint. It's kind of gross, but look at those headlights. Now, I will say this. These headlights have a flat face, and I think Jeeps are supposed to have a round face, but that's a trade-off that we're going to deal with and be okay with. But that new radiator in there, all the new lights, I've got to fix. I don't know if I can show you guys this. It died on me. But, yeah, the ground or the power wire came out of the plug, so that's why that wasn't working. So I've got something on the way to fix that. And shoo, buddy, it looks good. Man, it looks good. I cannot wait to get this thing on the road. Only little stuff left. So now that it's all together, let's test it out. Here we go. All right. Regular beams, high beams, little parking-like action. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, that's all she wrote for this one. Although we haven't talked to Fred. Fred, what do you think? How do you think it looks? Thanks. It's been a lot of work. You said I couldn't do it at the beginning. Well, I did it. How about that? All right. Well, gonna shut it down. Like I said, this is probably a quick video. We're gonna find out when I edit it, right? I always say that. It winds up being 25 minutes, but whoo, it looks a whole lot better than it did. I'll have to, we're gonna show before and after once we get all done. We've got some little things to do. I've got a couple more parts to install, some things to clean up, and the next video, this thing will be running and driving under its own power, under the key. And I'll show you guys how we hook up that HEI to a relay and a fuse using the existing coil wire that was there before. And yeah, super excited. So stick around. We're not far from getting this thing done and enjoying it before the weather gets crazy here in Texas and it's 100 degrees outside. But we might still drive it anyway, right? All right, well, that'll be it for this one. Well, as always, we always got something going on. So if you're new to the channel, Further Jeep, we don't always do Jeeps, but this one's turning out nice. We'd love you to hang out until we get this guy done and then check out some of the other projects that I was talking about. Please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you. If you already are subscribed, again, you guys mean the world to us. Thank you so much. Facebook and Instagram. You can check us out on our social media at the RacerX Garage. And we actually do have a little bit of merch. If you want to check that out and support the channel, that's at racerxgarage.com. All right, so that's my spiel. I'm going to get ready to clean up and enjoy the weekend and get this thing driving, moving, and all that fun stuff. So hope you guys stick around for it. We'll see you next time. Until next time, y'all be good.